Here's another Brad's Car Mod short review where I give a product review with a thumbs up or a thumbs down verdict in 3 minutes or less. Let's go. Let's review the Gyraline. The theory is quite simple. You buy this 3D printed tray that you lock your phone into and use their app, and it allows you to do tow, camber, caster, and Ackerman all in one. Their app is actually pretty intuitive, and I like the idea of using phone sensors to check each wheel against each other and follow a procedure. Phone sensors these days are more than capable of doing exactly that. And for that specific purpose, just checking your alignment, especially if you're at a track session weekend and you're between session 1 and session 2 and you want to just make sure everything looks good, or maybe during that session you kind of dip a tire off the side of the track and you just want to double check everything's in alignment. That's a great use of this tool to just check in alignment. But that's kind of where things end for me. You see, on a car like this that's very low, or honestly any car that's not a lifted truck, to be able to access the adjustment points on your suspension to do an alignment, the car has to be up off the ground, but also the weight of the vehicle has to be on the wheels. So you can't use a lift, you can't use ramps because it has to be level. And so to get the vehicle off the ground and be able to freely turn the wheels to do an alignment would require maybe some wooden blocks that are maybe 2 feet tall with some kind of slick material underneath the wheels so you can easily turn the wheels back and forth and make those fine-tuned adjustments. And when you do that, you end up with something you have to store in your garage, and also getting a car up that high to be able to get underneath it to make those adjustment points requires some jack gymnastics to get the car up that high. So raising the rear and then the front and then putting them onto the wood blocks. And it just becomes sketchy and not very safe, in my opinion. Now, when I got this, it was only $50 because it was a fairly new product and it was a Black Friday deal. And at the time, their app supported hourly payments essentially, and it came with a 5-hour QR code here so you could do a token, and then subsequently you would pay for an hour or so session, which I think was a pretty good business model because you're not going to use this thing all the time and they could get some continual revenue. But now the price is $180. If it was marketed as a DIY alignment check tool and it was half the price, then I could recommend it all day long. But as it stands, if it's marketed as a DIY alignment tool and $180, my final verdict is thumbs down. Sorry guys, I cannot recommend this product at that price point for that use case. Thank you so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like this kind of content, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.